coronavirus here, everything has shifted for us. And with everything starting to shift for us in life, it's really important that we recognize the things that do matter. And those are the people who are around us. Those are the people who we spend our time with. Those are the people who we love so much, who truly make a difference. And whether our lives are enjoyable or not. Kayla, go ahead and request in for me whenever you have a second. And so we do this thing called renegotiating relationships, where we take the relationships that mean the most to us and recognize that we, in the same way we are a co-creator in our life's experiences, we recognize that we are a co-creator in our relationships, that at any given moment we can choose a little bit. Hi, Kayla. Thank you for joining me. I was just giving them kind of a spiel on what the masterclass is. This is how it's different from what we do every single night. You guys hear me talk. You guys hear me, as you guys say, drop gems. You guys hear me teach lessons, but there's a whole different thing to go step by step by step by step and teaching what it means to actually use some of these practices in your life. Kayla, I'm sure as a dancer, you can help the people understand the difference between a performance and an intensive.
Right. So on the entertainment side, a performance is like the final product.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done everything that I've done. Hey, Davia. I've done everything that I needed to do. I've rehearsed, I've practiced, I've trained, I've networked, I have done private lessons, and it's the full package.
Mm-hmm.
An intensive is where you put yourself through it's intense. So it's basically of the word, it's an intensive. So it's a very short time period where you're doing things collectively. So you might do multiple styles of dance styles in that intensive. You might learn how to do your makeup, your hair. You might learn how to audition. You might learn how to do everything that you need to do in a short amount of time. Whereas a performance is the collective of what you're learning to do progressively to get to that final product.
That's right. So that's what the masterclass is. Okay. So you guys hear me talking about acknowledging, assessing, right? And then addressing any problem, any situation, right? So we acknowledge first, we figure out what's going on, where you stand. We assess the situation. Okay, what does this mean in relation to where we want to go? And then we address the ways to get there. So first, Kayla, I want you to tell the people a little bit about who you are, how you even got here with me. I'm so excited for you to be here. Go ahead and let them know who you are.
I'm excited to be here today, too. I am Kayla. I go by Kayla Marie. I stopped going by my last name a long time ago, but I'm Kayla Marie Jackson. I am a Spelman graduate, class of 2013. I came to Atlanta from Milwaukee, and I grew up by Coastal. So ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to dance. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I was actually just talking to my mom, and she was like, yeah, you've been telling me that you want to be a star, like, since you were 3 years old. So, you know, here I am now. I've been training all my life to dance, and now I have the opportunity to do it professionally. I've worked with the Hawks as a dancer for them. I was on tour with Teddy Riley and Guy and Blackstreet. I also dance background for Iggy Azalea, Sierra. I've done some work with Trouble for, you know, my new generation people. And then my latest project for film and TV that you might see me on is Boomerang BET. I played the antagonist of Tia. She's one of the leading characters. And so I'm a professional artist and entertainer. So that's who I am.
Awesome. Now tell the people how in the world, out of all of the places that you can be on a Monday night, why do you choose the live? Why do you choose to spend your evenings with me?
Well, first of all, you know, all my little Spelman little sisters love and adore you. And the first time I actually met Professor Williams was when Gabby, who's my little Spelman sister and soror, and myself and Professor Williams are sorors, she did a live with Gabby. And, you know, I'm like, oh, let me click on live with Gabby. Gabby never goes live. So then I find myself literally sitting there with a whole notebook, taking notes, getting my live, feeling very inspired and feeling very like having like a rebirth of myself. I love anything that's about spiritual health, mental health. I love anything about mindset, because as a dancer and an artist, mindset is like the biggest thing that we have to really focus on, because we are in an industry that we're getting told no every single day. And so even though we do get those wins where we get those yeses, I'm getting told no every day. And I'm also getting told that something's wrong with me, something's not wrong with me. I'm not tall enough, not short enough, not good enough, not bad enough. Or I don't know, there's so many things that we're getting talked about and being nitpicked at, that our mindset is everything. So I really love Professor Williams' energy. I started joining every Monday. And here I am today, and I get to be on live with you today.
Yes. I'm so excited. Thank you for coming. So just so you guys know, all of my regulars, you guys already know, go grab your notebooks, because we're about to have class in just a few minutes. Go grab your notebooks and go grab a few friends, okay? So we're doing a giveaway today. Me, Kayla, and DJ Rico Belli. So this is how it works. And Princeton. Yes, Princeton, our baby doggy, okay? We are doing a giveaway today. We did one last week. It came organically last week that I gave away to get to the master class. So I'm calling them golden tickets, okay? Like, give me a little bit of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory going on. We gave one away to G. Amani last week. And then this week, go ahead and take your notes, okay? Go ahead and follow me, Kayla, and DJ Rico Belli. And then tomorrow in your story, I want you to post your notes, okay? And what you are doing is joining my class by doing this. When you post your notes, you're doing what we call, and what my students get a grade for, and it's called paying it forward. Because the blessings that come into your life are not just for you. You have no idea what the words that you might share on that piece of paper tomorrow might do for somebody else and where they are, okay? So I'm urging you, I'm challenging you, okay, to help yourself and help somebody else. And in the meantime, maybe you'll get a free seat in the masterclass that is coming up on May 16th at 3 p.m. about renegotiating your relationships and creating the most healthy spaces possible. And this is not just a romantic relationship space. This is a relationship with your friends. This is a relationship with your siblings. This is a relationship with your parents. This is a relationship with anybody and everybody, including yourself. Because oftentimes we are so busy about making sure the relationships externally look the way that we want them to, and we forget about the fact that we are the ones with ourselves 24/7. Okay? So I'm so excited to be giving that out today. Thank you, Kayla, for being here with me today. And we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do this a little bit different. I'm testing out, we call this in my class prototyping, a lot of different ways that our lives can go. Okay? So I want you guys to give me feedback throughout this space. Please make sure if you have any comments, any questions as we go forward, drop them in the comment section right at the bottom or in the questions box, and we will make sure, I will try my very best to get to them, okay? So, you ready, Kayla?
Yes, I have my laptop.
That's what I'm talking about. So when you hear mask off, tell me what you think about.
When I hear mask off, I think about the song.
Yes.
Mask off.
No, really.
Seriously, I mean, I think about the Joker, like the Joker or any superhero or really anyone who wears the disguise. They're one person, you know, in one way, and then they are another person in another, you know, dimension or whatever that means, or whatever, however that is, if they're a superhero or whatever. And typically when people, especially superheroes, when they're one way as their normal selves, they are their true selves. And then when they step into the mask or the, you know, the costume that they have on, they develop all of these natural powers, and they have all of these, you know, skill sets that they didn't have when they were their average person. And now that I'm even thinking about it, I'm like, wow, like that's a crazy lesson that they teach us in movies and in TV shows, that you can't be both people, that you have to kind of like transform into this in order to do that. And I guess it's like, for me as an artist, at one point I used to say I have an alter ego, and my mother stopped telling me to have an alter ego when I step on a stage, because that means that whoever I am on stage is not who I am. Yeah. And I don't need to allow that spirit or that thing to possess me in order to be who I need to be on stage. So for me, mask off just basically means like allowing your most authentic self to shine, no matter what arena or what, you know, you're trying to do, because you shouldn't change and you shouldn't shift and shape form just to present who you are, no matter the situation you're
There we go. Yes. Okay, look, we're going to switch places. You're going to go ahead and teach for me. All right. Hi, Stephen. Okay, so masks. So masks in our culture, masks in our spaces right now, masks, they mean something totally different than they meant a few months ago. Hey, Princeton. They mean something so different to us all than they meant a while ago. Masks mean protection. Masks mean safety. Mask means being able to go out into the world and not come back with something that we didn't intend to have, right? Masks are literally the difference between life and death for many people. Where we are, how we move and groove in the space that life has now given us with COVID-19. And so it's really interesting how life works, because we actually, when I created my syllabus in December for this semester that is now ending, the I want to say 11th or 12th week was already written in as mask off. So one of the tenets that I teach, one of the objectives that I teach in my class is authenticity empowerment. Okay, and what that means is the power to be who you truly are. The thing about that, though, is oftentimes we don't stop to recognize A, that we're wearing a mask, B, what the mask is for, C, how to take it off, and D, what we will look like when we do.
Wow.
So we navigate through this world, not thinking about it, far before COVID, far before, coronavirus in the past few months. And what we've done is every single time we encounter a space where we feel like we're not safe, where we feel like something is wrong, where we feel like we are punished for being who it is that we are. And I'm talking about since we were a wee child, right? Like a little one. We don't do something right, we put on a mask. And we go, okay, I'm at home and mommy says I can't color on the walls. So as much as it is in my heart and in my soul to be an artist, I don't color on walls now, at least not when I'm with mommy. Here's my mask. Wow. And then you go to school and the teacher says, only talk if you're supposed to. Don't touch anything, stand in line and walk behind the person in front of you, follow the leader, right? That's what we're taught in school. And so we go into school and then we wear a different mask, because at home it's okay to run all over the house. At home it's okay to yell and scream sometimes and play in the backyard because we feel like it. But at school, it's not okay for us to do that. So we learn that we walk into this place called school, and this is how we behave and this is how we operate. And oftentimes the reason why we're doing it is because it's how we win. It literally is a survival mechanism. For me to be safe in a space, I have to read the room. How many people say, oh, you can read a room? You read the room, figure out in an instant what's okay, what's not okay, what is appropriate, what's not appropriate, what will be accepted and what won't be accepted. And then we instantly transform into the version of ourselves that the person needs to see in order for us to be accepted. We do it at school. We do it at home. We do it with our spouses. People laugh at me, okay? And I'm not here to comfort anybody's relationship. But I really like chocolate ice cream, okay? Y'all gonna see where I'm going with this in just a minute. Now, some of my students have heard me say this before. I like chocolate ice cream. And if I eat chocolate ice cream every single day for the next 30 years, there might be a day where chocolate ice cream is just a little bit boring. That doesn't mean I don't love chocolate ice cream. It means that I might like some vanilla or some strawberry today. Okay, or just to try something, anything in the world that's not chocolate. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, let me know. And I'm not here to comfort anybody. However, the way we operate in our romantic relationships oftentimes is that we feel like that is just an asinine thought to think that somebody might want something different. And it's not even about them. It's the fact that they threaten our safety. That's what it's really about. So instantly you are no longer able to think away, feel away, move away, groove away, be exactly who it is that you are, that I signed up to say, that I support in all of the ways that you are you. I'm not here for any of that, or I'm here for it only as long as it doesn't threaten the safety and security that I need in relation to the safety and security that I was lacking at some other point in my life. We do it in our relationships with our parents. Y'all know me, at least my people who are here with me every single week. Y'all know I like to use 4-letter words. They are just a part of my vocabulary. I don't have a problem with them, but it's interesting how many people use them freely when they talk to me because they know it's okay. How many people use it freely when they talk to their friends because they know it's okay. But instantly, like without a thought, you get around your parents and you just forget certain words exist in your vocabulary as much as they do on a regular basis. That's a mask. We literally go into every single space that we enter in life, switching out masks, left and right. You going to work, you wear this mask, right? I have to be this, I have to be that. That's what's going to keep me my job. You go home into your relationship, I have to wear this mask and I have to wear this mask because that's what's going to make this person stay here. When I go into my siblingships, oh, well, I know this and this about my siblings, so I have to do this and I have to do this because that's how we were raised. When I talk to my parents, I have to do this and do this. And then when I go into church, another one, here we go. Every single where that we go, we literally just swapping out masks because those are the things that we feel will allow us to be safe. But something happens when you go 20 years switching masks. Exactly, Ray. You go 20 years, you go 30 years, I'm 32. You go 32 years and you switch masks enough, you get to the point where you're like, damn it, I'm done. Hopefully you get to the point where you say, damn it, I'm done. Right? Or you say, wait a minute, I don't even know what I look like anymore. I've gone throughout this experience called life, literally shape-shifting into the version of me that any and everybody wants from me in a split second, that I literally have no clue who it is that I am, which is why I tell my students, I'm going to give you grace in the beginning of the semester with me, right? Because we're going to start this and I'm going to ask you a question that it should be really easy for you to answer. The question is, who are you? Should be the easiest question in the absolute world for you to answer. Thank you, Shabliz. Go ahead. Send it to a friend.
Yes.
Send it to a friend. I'm going to take a 2-second break. I'm going to wait. I'm going to pause just so that you can go share this with somebody else. Because I'm telling you, you are not the only person who needs to hear it. I'm going to wait. All right. So, we start the semester in my class. Can you do me a favor, Kayla? And as the questions come in, can you catch some of them? Because I don't want to miss them if there are any. Yes. And I see some coming in the comment box too. But so let's think about this. Who are you is the hardest question for you to answer. And you are the only person that's with yourself 24/7. Literally. At all times. For all of the years that you have graced this earth and for all of the years that you will continue to, you are the only person who's with you all of the time, and it's the hardest question to answer. And so we just explained why. So I think there's beauty in an understanding. So often we like to rebut things. So often we like to debate things. So often we like to combat things. What if we just stop for a second and tried our best to understand where it came from? It comes from the fact that that's how we're raised. It comes from the fact that that's how we're trained. But when does it become a space where the things that we are taught to protect us and to save us become the things that inhibit us, become the things that stop us from coming into the greatness of all that we are? Because we become master shapeshifters. And in becoming a master shapeshifter, we lose who we are. So, Paris, of course society tries to make us somebody that we aren't. Society wants us to be somebody that we aren't because the version of us that they want to see are the versions of us that's safe for them. That's what we just talked about. It is safe for the people, for you to be the version of you that's comfortable with them, because then they know what to expect from you out of all times and in all the things of life that stop you from being able to enter into your greatness, and all of the things in life that are just uniquely you and are different from everybody else. All the things in life that are here to help you thrive, not just survive, but thrive, are the places that can often be frightening to other people because they can't see them coming. We talked about this a few weeks ago with change integration. We talked about this with the baseball, right? The only thing that is constant in life is change. The only thing that is inevitable in life is change. The only thing at any given moment on any given day that we can expect to come is change, which is why we work so hard to control all the other things. We work so hard to be able to say, at 8 a.m., I'm going to do this. And then at 8:15, I'm going to go there. And then at 8:30, this person should call me. And if they don't, I'm going to be mad. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm going to go into work and I'm going to clock in, because that lets the other people know that they can expect me to do that. And then at 9:30, I'm going to do this. And I'm not saying any of those things are bad. See, here's the thing. It's okay to understand how you should be and move and groove in spaces in life. The issue comes when that stops you from knowing who you are. The issue comes when, in our attempt to make everybody else safe and secure, we leave ourselves vulnerable. We leave ourselves vulnerable because the one thing we were put on this earth to do, the one thing that we were meant to grow into, be into, right? And step into, oftentimes that's scary because it's nobody else's lane. And when it's nobody else's lane, you can't look at somebody else for step A, step B, step C, and step D to figure out what to do. Because it's that thing that's inside you that has to come up and out on its very own. So what we do is we confuse, again, motivation for inspiration. And motivation is the thing, we talk about this. Motivation is the thing that exists when somebody else has to convince us to do something that we don't want to do. That's why I hate when people call me a motivational speaker. I am not here to motivate, not nobody. If you don't want to do it, I'm the first one to tell you, it's okay if you don't have to. Literally the first 3 classes of the semester, I invite people to leave. It's going to be difficult. We're going to do a lot of soul work. If it's not for you, I invite you to leave. Give yourself grace if you're not ready for this space. Give yourself grace. Give yourself understanding. Trust me and believe. I'm not here to judge you. I just would like you to know that it's none of my business. If this is not the place for you, and if it is, be ready for what's coming, because I'm not here to convince you to do anything that you don't want to do. All I'm here to do is go within the depths of your soul and flick on the light and allow you to see everything that's been there waiting for you inside of you. That's it. That's all I do. That's it. And the truth of the matter is, you know it's the case because when you listen or when you hear somebody speak, it's inspiring when you go, oh, because it's stuff that you already know. I'm just helping you illuminate ideas and concepts and things that you are already aware of. You just haven't put them together in this way, in this box with blue ribbon and a silver bow. Okay, that's the only thing. You know what it's like when somebody tries to motivate you to get up out of bed and you really don't want to. It doesn't feel like a light turned on. It doesn't make you want to say, oh, yeah, I really want to do that. What it feels like is leave me the hell alone because I was trying to sleep. That's what it feels like. So what do we do with these masks? What do we do with these masks? What do we do in these spaces? What we do in these spaces is here we go, acknowledge, assess, address. First, we acknowledge the fact that we wear masks. It takes the illumination, it takes the idea, it takes the understanding that, oh, wait a minute, I'm wearing a mask. If you want a 3-step understanding of how you know if you're wearing a mask, here you go. Number one, if you look in the mirror, can you see all of yourself? If the answer is no, you're wearing a mask. If you try to speak and it's kind of difficult for you to hear all of what you truly are saying, and I'm not talking about you regurgitating everybody else's ideas and thoughts and feelings. I mean, if it's hard for you to hear yourself in your words, you're wearing a mask. And then 3, at some point, you try to breathe and you're looking for fresh air, but all you get is stale. All you get is suffocation. All you get is, this doesn't fit anymore. Wait a minute, I feel trapped. Wait a minute, I can't breathe. Wait a minute, this does not feel comfortable. If you can't see yourself fully, if you can't hear yourself fully, and if you start to feel a little bit suffocated in your own skin, you're wearing masks. That's how you acknowledge, okay? And then you have to assess, what are the reasons that I'm wearing masks? Where are my masks coming from? Thank you, Live, for giving me a countdown. Okay, guys, we have 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining in this live because we started at 8:45. I'm sorry, at 7:45. So what Kayla and I are going to do is we are going to hang this live up, okay? And in that minute, before I come back, I want you to go find 3 people and bring them back with you. If you are moved in any kind of way with what we're talking about, I need you to go find somebody and I need you to pay it forward and you not hold this lesson to yourself, okay? We're going to go now and we're going to be right back. All right, I am back and I'm going to wait for you to get back with me, okay? Come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back. Hi to everybody on YouTube. Just stay there with me, okay? All right, welcome back. I hope you went to go find 5 people and you brought them back with you because I'm going to be right here waiting. Kayla, come on back on whenever you get a second. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to wait for our numbers to get back to where they are. And I hope with all of my soul that you went to go tell somebody else all the things that we're talking about here today. For those of you who don't know, we do this every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your evening with me today. And I definitely hope you want to come back next week. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to wait. We're going to wait to get everybody back. Hello, hello. If you are enjoying tonight's live and if you are getting something from Mask Off, go ahead and draw me some butterflies. Go ahead and shoot me a heart. Go ahead and let me know that you are receiving something from what we got going on today. Kayla, whenever you are ready, go ahead and press that button to join my live again, okay? Whenever you're ready. All right, here we go. Okay. So we were talking about acknowledging when we're wearing a mask. Okay. And then after that, we assess the masks that we are wearing. Okay. What does your mask look like? What does it feel like? How is it stopping you from breathing? How does it look different from who you truly are? What is making you keep it on? There's a quote that goes, the world needs people who have come alive, right? And what I have found is that the only way that you can truly come alive is to step into the fullness of who you are. But that takes bravery and that takes courage. Because the interesting thing is all the masks that we wear, all the masks that we put on to enter into all of the spaces for us to try to feel comfortable in this thing called life, and for us to not be off-putting to the people around us in life, and for us to try our very best in whatever way we can to feel seen, to feel heard, and to feel acknowledged by the other people. When you begin to take your mask off, what I learned when I took my mask off, this is a personal testimony, okay? What I learned when I took my mask off is that I was more seen. I was more heard. I was more received for all of who I was. All of the people who I thought would feel some whole kind of way about me using the words shit and damn, don't care, not even a little bit, and say it back. They're like, oh, I feel comfortable now. I feel like I can talk the way that I would have talked all the time because I was speaking to a professor. And so I thought that I had to do this and that. My students will tell you the only thing I will ever want from you is to be you. And I guarantee you, any other version of you than that is not welcome in my classroom. And we're going to work really hard to find who that person is. Okay? And I see your question. Thank you. I don't think doubting yourself is wearing a mask. I think doubting yourself is a symptom of having worn masks for so long. Because the reason you doubt yourself is because the only time you can remember being praised regularly is when you have worn the masks that other people want you to wear. So it's a scary situation to say, you know what? Let me take this mask off, because what happens if they don't like what they see? Guess what's going to happen if you take that mask off and they don't like what they see? You will begin to open yourself up to the people who are meant for you. You will be able to open yourself up to the situations who are meant for. Think about it. Okay, let's talk about Tarzan in the jungle with all the gorillas and stuff. Okay, Tarzan out here walking on all fours. Tarzan out here living his best life, being raised by the gorillas. Okay. Of course, he might feel strange when some humans come along. Of course, he might be like, wait a minute, they look like me. They talk like me. They smell like me. But why they walk funny? No, baby. It's why have you been crawling? That was never your position. That was never for you. That was never the situation that you were supposed to be in. So what happens when you take your mask off? What happens when you enter into a space where you recognize, wait a minute, hold on. I wear this mask around my mama. I wear this mask around my pastor. I wear this mask around my friends. I wear this mask around my spouse. I wear this mask here. I wear that mask there. And you get to the point where you're like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't have any more masks to wear. You might forget for a second and you might think that you're supposed to be in the jungle. You might think for a minute that you're Tarzan. Because if that's all you've ever known, I can imagine that the idea of standing upright and beginning to walk might feel strange. But the other side of it is what happens when you recognize, wait a minute, I've been limiting myself from all of the fullness that I've been supposed to be and all of the spaces that I'm supposed to have been a part of. Yes, fuck it, mask off, Amari. That's the whole point, right? Yes, the women who run with the wolves. It's about recognizing who you truly are and allowing the world to see it too. Because really what we're doing is we're dimming our lights in order to feel like we can fit in. Well, what if you're not meant to fit in? And the beauty of it is nobody's technically meant to fit in. Everybody is meant to be the version of who they are. That's it. If not, this world wouldn't survive. And I think that's what we're learning more than anything during these times. If the farmer wasn't happy being a farmer, and the person raising the cattle wasn't happy raising the cattle, and the person being a politician wasn't happy being a politician, the person being a professor wasn't happy being a professor, and everybody wasn't in their lane doing the things that they're supposed to do, we're going to fail. Because the person over here is supposed to be growing some damn zucchini and stuff so that all the rest of the people can eat, but they're busy trying to be a dancer because they saw Kayla and they said, well, she looks like she's just having so much fun when she's out there on the court or when she's on TV on Boomerang, and oh my gosh, I see her, and because the light that I see on her face, because she looks like she's doing everything that makes her smile. Maybe that's what's going to make me smile too.
Wow.
Well, guess what, y'all? I wasn't meant to dance. I sing. And if I confuse it, the only person that's going to be embarrassed is me. That's the other part. When you choose not to walk in your lane, when you choose not to be the fullness of who you are, when you choose to wear everybody else's version of a mask, remember I told you the person wearing the mask is a person who can't see themselves. The person wearing the mask is the person who can't hear themselves. The person wearing the mask is the person who's feeling like they're suffocating when you keep it on for too long. It's not everybody else who's watching the person wear the mask. We all see people wearing masks all the time. And this is not a I'm coming for you. Let me be very, very, very clear. This is not a I'm coming for you. This is a let's acknowledge the situation. Let's acknowledge the situation. Let's call a spade a spade. It is what it is. And the sooner you are willing to recognize, the sooner any of us are willing to recognize the fact, I'm sorry, guys. The sooner we are willing to recognize the fact that we are wearing masks, the sooner it is that we will be able to remove it. The easier it will be for us to remove it. The easier it will be for us to recognize the reasons why we were wearing it in the first place. Ignorance is not always bliss when it comes at the risk of you never knowing who you are, because you spend your entire life making other people comfortable. Remember, that's what it is. And us wearing the mask, it's not about our comfort. It's about everybody else's. Now, do we serve ourselves by wearing masks? Yes, because we always feel seen and we always feel heard and we always feel like people care and we always feel like we matter. Why? Because we're reflecting the versions of ourselves that's comfortable to everybody else. And so there comes a place where not only when you take off the mask, you can't just rip it off. Well, you could. But then there's a space where you have to forgive the fact that you've been stifling yourself. There comes a space after you've taken off your mask and you realize how loved that you've always been just for the person that you are, just for the human that you are. There's a space where you go, wait a minute, I've been doing this for how long? Wait a minute, I've been not willing to be my authentic self for how long? Wait a minute, I've been making everybody else but myself comfortable for how long? Damn. This doesn't feel good. So if you go back a couple of weeks, we were talking about toxic text and we were talking about the truth of the matter is just falling in love with ourselves, right? Falling in love with ourselves. And then just by proxy, our experience is only a reflection of our experience, the experience that we have on the inside, right? And so with that, the more you love yourself, the more you let your light shine, the more you see light shining back. The more you see people loving you back. The more you see, the more you fall in love with everything that you have to give, the more you instantly align yourself with the people who are doing the same thing. And so, yes, there will come a place where you recognize that you have wings on your back and you are not a butterfly. And you can be mad all you want to that the caterpillars aren't flying with you, or you can maybe just fly and soar and see what else is out there. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe we can say that, you know what? I wore masks for a reason. You know what? I put this mask on every single day because it was protecting me. I put this mask on every single day because it was what I taught. I put this mask on every single day because it was the only thing that I knew to do. So I keep doing it and I keep doing it and I keep doing it. But then there comes a space where there can be a new beginning. Let me tell you about a new beginning called coronavirus. Yes, love takes off the masks we fear we cannot live without, but no, we can't live in. You better be flying, Michaela. Okay. Yes. So I'm going to tell y'all a little secret that my daddy used to say, or my daddy probably still says. I call all my daddy's little quotes Rudyisms. Okay. My dad is one of my favorite people in the whole world. And I can't remember what was going on. I was in college for sure. And my daddy said, Tracy, my family calls me Tracy. He said, Tracy, you can't break two laws at the same time. You're going to have to choose one. He said the majority of the people in the world get caught up because they decided to break more than one law at the same time. Not grounded at home. Nobody's coming for you. But if you choose to not be grounded and you out in the streets driving around, there's a good chance that, you increase your chances of things hitting the fan, the more laws you were breaking at the same time. Let's talk about what I mean by that. Life has given us an opportunity, not even an opportunity. Life is forcing us to wear masks now for our physical safety, for our physical health and wellness. So what I'm helping you guys understand. Only wear one mask at the same time. Life gave us an opportunity to wear the masks that protected us from seeing who we really were, that protected us from all the judgment and all the feelings and all the everything, everywhere. Life gave us an opportunity to wear all these masks to make our mama feel good and our aunties feel good and the pastor feel good and the teachers feel good and our spouses feel good. Whoever we dating at the moment feel good. All the people we may be dating at the same time feel good. You know what I'm talking about. Life is giving you an opportunity to trade out one mask for the other. That's all I'm saying. Because the truth of the matter is you don't have to lie to kick it, says Craig. No, you ain't got a lot to kick it, Craig. Who said that in Friday? I'm telling on myself. You don't have to lie to kick it. Because the more you fall into the fullness of who you are, the more you will align yourself with the people who just are okay with that being what it is. The more you take off the masks that we use to protect ourselves. And sometimes, let's be real, when we talk about relationships, sometimes the mask is the fact that we have the multiple people. Day, I think. Thank you, Michaela. Sometimes the mask is not having to just choose one. Sometimes the mask is, you know what? If I give everybody a little bit of flavor of wonderful, then I won't ever be by myself. The mask isn't always just something we cover ourselves with. The masks are things that we surround ourselves with. And you can call it one thing, but the truth of the matter is that we all know that it's another, and you ain't fooling not nobody but yourself. And there's a beauty that lies in being able to reveal all of who you are. And it's not even about revealing it to anybody else. It's about revealing it to you. It's about being willing to love the person that you with all the time enough that the only mask that you wear is your face.
Wow.
And if you like it, I love it. And if you don't, that's cool too. You don't have to be everybody's flavor of wonderful. You go to Baskin Robbins, they got 31 flavors of ice cream. And guess what? The vanilla not going to be mad if you choose chocolate today. And the strawberry's not going to be mad if you choose something else the next day. It's okay. The thing is, we feel like we have to be everybody's cup of tea. Every single person we encounter, every single space that we enter, every single thing that we do, we have to feel like we are the ones that are chosen. And that's also a mask. That's a mask for not choosing yourself. That's a mask for not choosing yourself. Because once you begin to choose yourself in all the things, you don't even care. You chosen every day. You chosen all the time. And it becomes more of, I walk into, hi, how are you? Oh, you don't like my flavor of wonderful? That's fantastic. Well, I hope you have a great day too. I hope you go find your flavor of wonderful over there. I'm going to continue to look over here. I hope we have wonderful, magnificent days. You go be chocolate, I'm going to go be vanilla or Rocky Road or cookies and cream or whatever I choose to be today. And you go do the same and all will be well in the world. Because you're chosen every day. And in you being chosen by you every day, you don't have a need to be chosen by all the people. This is where your mask comes off, guys. I hope y'all seeing. This is how you address it. We have gone from acknowledgement to assessment, and now we're in addressing it. The way you address it is to choose yourself. The way you address it is to love what you see in the mirror. And when you don't love what you see in the mirror, be willing enough, be brave enough, be courageous enough to work with that shit. To sit down with yourself and to learn yourself. I talked about this last week. I get DMs every single week. People are like, oh, Professor Williams, do you have any books that you suggest? Like, what should I read? And my answer will always be, the only book you need to read right now is you. You need to sit down with yourself, and the only book that you need to have present is one that is empty, that is full of blank pages, because that's the problem. We are so busy trying to learn everybody else's words. We're so busy trying to align with everybody else's feelings and thoughts. Do you know that those feelings and thoughts came out of their own head? Who would have thunk it? Maybe you got some thoughts in there too. Maybe you have some ideas in there too. Maybe you have some feeling in there too. Maybe you won't need to be inspired if you inspire your damn self. Maybe you don't need somebody like me to come in and turn your light on if you are willing to sit in the home that is yours. Clear all the clutter out. Do some spring cleaning. Be willing to go into that closet that's had crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap piled all the way to the back, and be willing to take it out one by one by one by one by one. Be willing to discard the stuff that don't matter no more. Be willing to keep the stuff that does. Be willing to donate the stuff to some other people, because sometimes we're busy trying to donate shit to people that just needs to be thrown out. It is garbage. It is trash. It don't belong to you or nobody. Don't donate it. Don't give it away. No. And then there's things we try to throw in the trash because it wasn't our flavor of wonderful. Just because it wasn't your favorite doesn't mean it might not be somebody else's special friend. But you got to be wise enough. You got to be willing enough. You have to be courageous enough, brave enough. This is not for the weak of heart. This is not for the weak of mind. This is not for the weak of soul. You have to sit down with yourself and be willing to truly take each item out and say, what are you? Thank you for providing what you have provided to me in my life. Thank you for spending the time with me that you have spent. Thank you for the years. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the protection mask. Because you remember that one day we were out in the streets and this thing was going on and I put you on and I felt safe. And so I am thankful for you. I honor you for the place, for the position, for the role that you held in my life up until now. But you know what? Now I'm strong. Now I'm ready. I've been training. I've been waiting for the day that I got to take you off. And I think that day is now. I think today is that day. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to honor the space that you've held. I'm going to thank you for all that you've provided. And if this is something that has not been tattered and torn and worn all the way down to the end, you know what? I'm going to give you to somebody else. There's somebody else who needs you. There's somebody else that needs you now. And you will serve a purpose for them until you don't need to anymore. Or it might be something that's trash. Thank you. I have ripped you to shreds. I done did you dirty. I done drug you through the mud. There is nothing left on this here string. And I'm going to release you so that you can rest now. You need to rest. You don't need anybody else to come in and use you. You have to be willing to assess, willing, courageous enough, brave enough to sit with it long enough to be grateful for it, whatever it was. This is not about judgment. This is about a recognition. This is about an acknowledgement. It was here. It served a purpose. It is no longer necessary because now you have found the beauty in what it means to be you and you are willing to be free. We talk about the stages of the butterfly. It's the same thing. The caterpillar is not up here mad. The caterpillar was here and all the legs that the caterpillar had was perfect for what it needed. All the teeth that the caterpillar had to eat all the to eat all the leaves was exactly what it needed until it didn't, until the day there was something on the inside of that caterpillar. Because what people don't, I don't know if people do know this or not, the cocoon actually is something that is on the inside of the caterpillar that flips inside out on itself and surrounds the entire caterpillar, okay? So here we go again. The mask served its purpose. Once you have transformed fully inside your cocoon, it's time to release that thing. It serves you no good anymore because you got wings that need to be used now. Life can look a little bit different. The mask is no longer necessary because the physical world is giving us a need to wear one. So it's about time you trade yours out. That's all I'm asking today. I'm asking for a new beginning. I'm asking for a level up. I'm asking for you to believe in yourself enough to know that you are worthy of all the things that life has waiting for you. And so the only mask that you need to wear now can just protect your physical health. This other mask, all of these other masks, if you're willing enough, if you're ready, because I'm not judging whatever stage in the process that you are in. But if you came to this live tonight, it was because in some way there was something in your heart and your soul and your body and your mind and your spirit that wanted to hear this. And I'm going to believe that. And with that, I am complete outside of our conversation with Miss Kayla. So tell me your thoughts about Mask Off, Kayla. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What are your questions? I know we got some questions from the audience.
Ooh, we have lots of questions. Man.
What are your thoughts? Let me hear from you first.
So I guess like we talked a lot about taking your mask off.
Mm-hmm.
You talked a lot about like the layers we have. So you talked about like taking off one mask and then another mask could be like the people you surround yourself with, or like trauma from like your childhood or just relationships. And I guess like for me, I'm aware that we have many layers, and I'm aware like even as an artist, like I have a lot of layers to myself that I have, but like I guess I don't really know how to reveal what those masks are in a positive way. Like the way I've been able to find out who I'm trying to hide under is through like negative experiences. Like I've had really bad breakups. I've had really bad like friendship fallouts. I've had some issues with rejection, or like abandonment issues, and not even like from my parents, but just like from people. And so like I don't really know how to uncover those layers in a positive way. You talk about gratitude a lot. But sometimes I'm not in the right space to have gratitude.
Absolutely.
So I guess I don't know how to take off my mask, even though I'm acknowledging that it's there, but it's kind of like my blanket. And the only way I can take it off is when I'm in like a situation that forces me to.
So I'm going to help you. Can I help you with your language first?
Yeah, because I'm trying to,
Okay. So the reason I say I want to help you with your language is because we are co-creators in our experience, right? So first of all, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being willing to share with everybody, right? Because it's real and you are not the only person that feels that way. The other side of this is when we use the words I am, we are actively creating in our experience.
And I knew that. And I still do it. Oh, man.
So you said, I can only release the things when I have difficult situations. As long as you say that, as long as you believe that, it will be fact. And that's not a judgment. That's just the truth. The truth is, it requires us shifting our experience in order to shift our experience.
Right.
It requires us saying, you know what? Let me sit down for a second. You know what? You know what it feels like to be in flow. Okay, this is how we gauge these things. We start with the place that feels like you are most yourself. We start with the place that feels like amazing, that literally your soul sings. My soul is singing right now. This is what I do. And it makes my soul sing. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm doing the thing that I was meant to do in this world. This feels good. This feels great. Yes, yes, yes. You probably experienced that dancing. You probably experienced that when you're performing. And don't let me speak for you. Is that fact? Would you say that's the case?
No, it's definitely like an ecstasy type of feeling. It's like I like to tap into it when I'm not performing, when I'm not on stage, especially because I do miss the stage a lot. So even being in this moment, like I talk to a lot of my creative friends, we've had some very dark moments during this time. So like that's why you do see us all going on live. That's why you kind of do see us spreading ourselves and showing ourselves, because we miss it a lot. And we get energy from being around people, or, you know, taking energy from people, or being in class and dancing or acting next to people. That's just how we kind of like feel fulfilled, is by feeling energy. And right now we haven't really had the space to do it. So
you heard me say earlier, I talk about my daddy a lot and all the things that he said, all the little lessons that he imparted on me. And one of the things that has literally stuck with me my whole life is, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. If it's not a hell yes, if it's not an absolutely, if it's not a I am jumping for joy to do this thing, figure out a way to not do it. It's the same principle. When you are dancing, it's like, hell yeah. I could keep going and keep going. I know I might get tired, but I still want to keep going. I'll figure out a way to get up and do this thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
You show up to live on your very own.
Yeah.
I don't call you and say, hey, Kayla, what you doing? You want to come join me?
Right.
You said, you know what? There's no place that I would rather be on Monday night. I hope that's what you say. There's no place that I'd rather be on Monday night than on this live. Absolutely. Let me come log in because I know I'm about to get my life, or at least that's what I keep hearing, right?
Yeah.
There are other places and spaces that feel like that. So whatever place does not feel like that, you go, wait a minute, what mask is here? Wait a minute, where am I not in flow here? Wait a minute, where is there something, anything that makes me feel like I can't exist in the fullness of who I am? Because you know what? When I start dancing, I feel like all of me. And I don't feel like I have to put any of me away. I can be as sexy as I want to be. I can be as energetic as I want to be. I can be as confident as I want to be. I can be all the things that I want to be.
Yeah.
So any place that doesn't feel like that, you feel like you're hiding something. Boom. So what is it that you're hiding? Whatever you're hiding is behind a mask. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So even if you go into church, okay, I'm not here to pick on nobody tonight. I swear to you, I'm not coming for nobody. But if you identify, okay? If you feel like you generally move and groove in a way that's a little bit sensual, right? I'm just thinking about dance because it's me and you talking, right?
Right.
So if you move a little bit sensual, or if you feel like you can say certain things and do certain things that's not appropriate in this space, and you find yourself going into church and going like, okay, let me make sure my shirt is up here. Okay, let me make sure I'm this. Let me make sure my skirt is long enough. Let me make sure my heels aren't too high. Let me make sure that nobody has any reason to say anything about who I am or who I might be. Man, this is my very own belief. I'm not here to be spiritual or religious in any way, but I believe that whatever the thing is, whatever the being is, if you call it God, if you call it spirit, if you call it source, if you call it a universe, whatever it is that feels good to you, if there is this thing, even if you call it science, right? If there was something that happened in this world that was big enough, grand enough to create all that exists amongst us, do you think it does not know that you're a little bit sexy too? I mean, I'm just curious. Do you really think God don't know that you say shit and damn? I'm just a little bit curious. These are just my thoughts. I'm not here to impose my thoughts on any other people. I'm just saying, if I was created by anything, right? I think about my father. My dad is always like, I want you to be all that you're supposed to be. Just go out there and be great. Just go, whatever. And whatever that looks like and feels like to me, my father, my physical, earthly father is going to support. So you can't make me believe for 2 seconds that anything that created all of the things, not just Patrice, not just me and my sibling, okay, all of the things wants to stifle any part of you that was put here on this earth to be exactly who you are. I just don't believe it. That's just me. Okay? I ain't mean to go into talking about church because it can be a sensitive subject. But what I am saying is, if there is any space in this world, if there is any space that you encounter, if there is any space that you exist in where you feel like there is a part of you that is not welcome, I ask you to challenge it. I ask you to challenge it, and I ask you to go, wait a minute, is it me feeling this way? Is somebody else telling me this right now in this moment? Do I feel like I'm going to be judged? Here's the beautiful thing. 90% of the people who always judging you, they judging themselves. Because when I tell you, I don't judge Patrice. I think she's fantastic. I think she's really great. And I think that about everybody else, because your experience is a reflection of your experience. The way that I treat other people is the way that I treat myself. So the people who are very harsh and very judgmental on everybody else, those are the people that you say, oh, I know you're looking at me and you're saying, wow, why is she doing that? Why is he doing that? Why does he think he can talk that way? Whatever it is that they're saying, they're speaking that way to themselves. And those are the people that I have the most grace for. And I go, wow. And it's not pity, because I think that's just as bad. It's not a, see, it's a wow. Is it okay if I help you with your language? The same way I told you.
Yeah.
Is it okay If I just help you know that you don't have to be that mean to yourself, is it okay that I can imagine if you were willing to say that out of your mouth towards me, I can only imagine the things that go on all day in your head with you. And so because of that, I don't even have room to be upset with you. Because of that, I don't even have room to be angry with you. Because of that, I'm not going to judge you back because that's not helpful to you. You got enough of that going on. It's all good. So I'm going to keep going out here being me, living my very best life, doing all the things that make me feel like I'm in absolute 100% flow all the time. Because if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Then boom. So is that helpful? And that's why we're grateful. That's where the gratitude comes in. I am so grateful for anything that came into my life to help me unfold into the best version of myself. You've heard this. You've heard me say it a million times, Kayla. A lot of people have heard me say it. My prayer, one of my prayers, I have a few of them, but one of them is, God, teach me the lesson the first time. I would like for that to be peaceful, gentle, and swift. But in the case that it is not, let's make it good. Let's make it hard. Let's make it fast. This one good time. I'm going to learn all of it. I'm going to sit in it. I'm going to soak in it. I'm going to make sure I got it because I'm not here to learn this shit twice.
Again, yep.
But I want you to know, God, that I'm going to listen to the whisper. I'm going to listen to that thing in my spirit that makes me go, why do I have a little bit of anxiety that doesn't feel good? And any performer. So I used to do theater and like it was my thing for a long time. There's a good anxiety that happens right before you hit a stage. And it's like I actually care what's going to happen. I'm ready. It's like, oh, it's about to start right now. That's one thing. It's another thing to go, what are they going to say? Is somebody going to be there that I'm going to care how they feel about it or what they think? Or there is a difference between, oh my God, I'm so excited and I care so much because it's everything that I'm in love with versus, oh my God, what is everybody else going to think? If it's a what is everybody else going to think, I challenge you to say, who gives a flying fill in the blank?
Okay.
Because if you like it, damn it, I love it. And every time you start to hear that, I want you to hear my voice and say, well, if you like it, I love it. Whatever thought that you could have going on about what anybody else is going to say about whoever it is that you need to be in this earth, on this earth, in this space, in whatever place you enter, even if it's not the best human to somebody else, because there's still a lesson in that for you. It's still a lesson in that for them. And sometimes, unfortunately, we're placed as pawns in other people's lives to come in. We call it complimenting insecurity, right? So we come in to compliment somebody else's insecurity. I'm insecure in this one space. They're insecure in this one space. We come in to clash real ugly so that we both can learn these lessons and prayerfully don't stick around to keep complimenting for a long time. In all of those spaces, it's still blessings that lie there. We are grateful for all of the things. It is all the perspective. Even in the things that hurt the worst, it's like, okay, what lesson are you here to teach me? And I know it sounds like she don't really act like that. Ask the people who know me. I'm like, wait, we got a lesson? Where are you? I'm ready. Let's go. And it's because I have learned more than anything that what lies on the other side of the lesson is everything that I've ever wanted. So if it means me walking on a little bit of fire, if it means me trudging through the coals just a little bit, my feet gonna hurt for 5 seconds. But what's on the other side of this, I can't freaking wait for. So let's do it. Let's get it. Let's go. What other questions do we have today, Kate?
So I guess that goes into a question that came in. It said, what if you're in your purpose or acting in your gifts, yet the people that control your lane don't like it when you are operating with your mask off? And how do you continue to act in your purpose?
There is no way that I'm sorry, read that one more time because my brain started to work and I had all the things to say before it could even come back. So go ahead, say that one more time.
What if you're in your purpose or acting in your gifts, yet the people that control your lane you're in don't like you with your mask off? And how do you continue to act in your purpose?
My darling, you are under the impression that somebody else controls your lane. There is nobody else who controls your lane. There are only people here to help you guide you farther down that lane if you are willing to listen to them. So there are people who will come up who will say, I don't like the most authentic version of you. And that is the equivalent of your GPS saying, there's traffic up ahead. You might want to take a detour here. We can still get you exactly to where you're trying to go, but this ain't the way you want to do it because it's going to require you not being who you were created to be in order to do it. And that ain't never part of the plan. That is never, ever, ever part of the plan. The plan is for you to only uncover more and more of who you are and stay on that lane. So if it's somebody who comes in and says who you feel or you have granted the authority to control your lane, it's about time for you to get your keys back, boo. It's about time for you to recognize you've been allowing somebody else to drive the car that is only yours. You own the insurance. You pay the bill on it. All of the destinations it has for you to go has your name on it. Ain't got nobody else's name on it. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be times where people are in the car with you. It might not be times that you might not be on a road trip with a whole caravan. It's 3 cars in front of you and 3 cars behind you and everybody going to the same space. But the fact that anybody can control your lane means that you are relinquishing all the authority of your life. That's another mask. It's more comfortable. I was talking to one of my students a couple of days ago, and she said, you know what? I recognize it's easier to give somebody else the control because when they have it, I get to be mad at them if I don't win. I get to put it on them if I don't end up where I'm supposed to go. You being willing to recognize that you are the only person who controls your lane at any given moment, any given day, any given hour, any given second of any given year of all of your life is the exact moment that you get to go all of the places that you could ever dream of. Because the alternative is you only going as far as somebody else wants to take you. Or somebody is able to take you. And if you're lucky enough, life will present the circumstances to you for them to be removed from your existence. And you're going to be dropped on the side of the road so that you can figure out that you were always in control anyway.
That's deep.
Yes, Chablis. This is the student that I was having a conversation with, who's also like my sister. It takes all the pressure off of me to listen to everybody else. Be willing to put the pressure on yourself. Be willing to win with yourself. Be willing to not have to use anybody else's formula for success to get to where it is that you're supposed to be. Be willing. This is what it means to fall in love with all of who you are. When you trust your mind, when you trust your soul, when you trust your brain, the only thing you're ever trying to do is stay in the flow. Somebody else trying to stop you on your lane means that you just hit a rock. Okay, you need to get back in the current. Don't worry, Hannah Banana. It's on YouTube too, boo. So if you follow me at the Prof Williams on Instagram, you can go and it's in my link tree in my bio. All of my lives are there if you would like to go back and look. What else we got, Kayla?
We have like a ton of questions tonight. So there was a question that says, how do you handle the aftermath after taking off your mask? That was asked like 3 times.
Okay.
Or how do you handle with people making you feel upset with not being their flavor? So I guess that's the same.
No, that's good. First of all, if you were the person asking that question, you need to join me for my masterclass because that's a major part of what we're going to talk about. Okay? It's only $35. I made it super, super cheap. Come on, bring your mom, bring your friend. Okay, I'm done with promo. Here's the thing, guys. Okay? This is something we talk about with my class, with my students all the time. We start the semester, and I know I got some students in here who will attest to this. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to understand that during this journey, people will begin to fall off. During this journey, you will lose friends. During this journey, everybody will be like, huh? What? You different. Yes, that is correct. Because you are the one that is changing. It is the equivalent of you being in a group of all your caterpillar friends. Thank you, DJ Ricorelli. We were talking about that this morning. All your caterpillar friends just out here moseying around, minding their business, and you the one that decide that you're going to beef up and get your wings. And then they're going, yes, they will be mad that you don't decide to crawl on the ground no more. But couldn't you imagine? Can't you have some grace? Can't you be generous with your assumption for them to try to? Because really, the question is, how the hell you do that? What's the secret? And why am I not flying too? Because in their minds, maybe they were supposed to be flying before you. Maybe in their minds, you are the one that changed. Yes. So everybody is gonna buck back. Everybody is gonna feel away. Everybody is gonna have a moment because you have been operating under the same conditions again and again and again and again and again for years on end, for months on end, for situations on end, where it goes, I'm gonna say this to this person. And then this person's going to say this back. How many of you guys, you can have a whole conversation with your mother in your head. You can have a whole conversation with your sister. You know what's going to set them off. You know when they're going to get an attitude. You know when they're going to start yelling. You know what to say back. You know what to say if you want to diffuse the situation and make it go away. You know exactly what to say if you want to turn that shit up a notch. You know exactly what to say because you've done it back and forth so many times. So imagine what comes in when you come in and you change the formula. Everybody else around you is going to work really, really, really hard to get the situation back to status quo. And that doesn't mean that it's healthy, but it's, wait a minute, this isn't what we do. This isn't how we act. This is how we speak. Nothing about this is similar. Let me regain the control in the situation. And so now I have to counterbalance everything that has shifted. You keep coming to me saying, oh, but I understand. Wait, I'm expecting you to be flying off the handle, acting an ass, getting all angry, yelling and screaming, acting a fool, and you're not doing any of those things. You're just like, yes, I can really understand where you're coming from, and I'm going to have grace for you. And I have so much gratitude for the fact that we're having this conversation. Everything else, until it becomes regular, they're going to try to balance it back out to what everybody is used to it being. And that is just called normal. You try to reach an equilibrium again. Okay. It's the equivalent of a plateau when you're trying to lose weight or trying to gain weight. Right? Your body is like, wait. We was good. We were coasting. We've been this weight all this time. We haven't had any problems. And here you go thinking all you want to do is eat salad. Let me hold on to all of the calories because right now we are in a fight or flight situation. I'm afraid I'm going to die because she is not feeding me anymore. What the hell is going on? And until you've done it long enough where your body is like, oh, wait a minute. We're just fine. Actually, we're stronger. Actually, we're healthier. Actually, we have more energy. I kind of like this thing. This is cool. This is fun. Everything is okay. But it takes a minute. It takes your cravings going out of control.
Wow.
It takes your body holding on to every ounce of water that you put into it because it's trying everything that it can to make you normal. But we're saying, wait, we got a new normal in town. Normal ain't what it used to be. And because I know you're not used to this new thing called normal in the way that we're doing it right now, we're going to work together and I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to keep saying, yes, you're right, I'm different. And sometimes it requires holding hands and keep going forward. Sometimes it requires releasing it. Same thing, Hannah. That thing can be real hard. You're trying to gain some weight and your body is like, no. This is where we're supposed to be. What are you doing? This is unhealthy. This doesn't feel good. You eating all this food. You working out all this much. You drinking protein powder. You eating 15 chicken breasts and brown rice and all this stuff because you're trying to gain weight. Hell, all the things your body is like, what the hell is wrong with this person? And don't you see, I'm trying everything that I possibly can do to stabilize us again, to normalize us again. Your body tired of eating. I don't want food no more. Why do you want to keep feeding me? Can you please stop? But it's the same when you're trying to gain. It's the same when you're trying to lose. It's the same when you're trying to beat an addiction. Wait a minute. What you mean you ain't smoked in 3 days? We don't get down like that. Oh, whoa. Wait a minute. You know you want some. You know you want this. Stop playing. Come on. And that's what you're going to get. It's going to keep coming up in your face. You are the one that shifted. Your new normal has to be like, no, dog, we good. We good. We ain't got no problems with you, but we're good. The same thing is happening everywhere else. In the same way that you fight with yourself to not argue back. Remember, it's your inexperience that's reflecting your experience. So in the same way, the people around you probably start acting crazy. The inner you start acting crazy too. Your voice is like, did you hear what she just said to you? She had the nerve to disrespect you. What you mean you talking about you happy? What you mean you talking about you grateful? What you mean I just recognize that this is a space where you just trying to show me places in myself that you stepping on my landmines and you hitting triggers, and now I get to go dig up the bombs I didn't even know was down there. All the things. This is normal. Expect it, welcome it. A storm will come and then it will even out. In the same way, think about economic recessions. Okay, so I'm a real estate broker, for those of you who don't know. And every time a market crashes, okay, this is it. You can talk to anybody who's into economics and finance. Anytime a market crashes, you're gonna stay down for a minute, but when you come back, that thing gonna soar higher than it was before. It is historical. Like you can track it. You can track it. Okay. What's a positive way of releasing? I heard a speaker say, once you speak on a negative situation, you make it stick. It's real and can't undo. First of all, I don't care who told you what, you can undo anything at any point. You can undo anything at any point. Don't let somebody tell you what you can and can't do. Remember those books that I told you? The only book you need to be reading is yourself. And if you like to listen to me, that's fine. And I'm going to redirect you to the book that's you. Okay? The fact of the matter is you have to recognize that all it takes is one step. That's just like saying, what do you mean? You're never going to lose weight. You gained 500 pounds. Okay, but if you gain 1 today and you lose 2 tomorrow, and you lose 5 after that. And then the next day you gain 2, you're still down. Okay. You can undo, you can redo. This is literally what my entire class is about. It's about designing your life. You can uncreate, you can create, and you can recreate at any point, any step, any moment, on any given day. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. And if they are, those are the people who want your money. They're trying to sit you down and be like, let me keep telling you what you can't do, because then you're going to keep coming to me trying to figure out how to do it. My goal is that there's going to come a day where you're like, I don't need Professor Williams no more. I don't even need to talk to her because she done told me a million times, just go sit down and talk to yourself. And now I get it. Now I understand what she was saying. That's my goal. That's how I know that I won. Because then there'll be another group of people who come behind you who they still trying to get their wings. They're still in the cocoon. And I'm working on it with them. We got like 2 more questions tonight. But again, we do this every single Monday night. Please send me a DM. Please send me a message. Please come and follow me on YouTube. I would love to see you in all the places, and definitely sign up for this masterclass. And me, Kayla, and DJ Rico Belly cannot wait to give another ticket away.
Yes, we can't wait.
All right, what we got?
Okay, we have a good one.
Okay.
So, are we ever truly connected to our true self?
When you want to be, when you're brave enough to be, when you're willing to stop being everybody else's version of yourself, absolutely. I'm very much tuned into myself. Very much. But I'm going to tell you that shit wasn't easy. It was not. And the reason I do what I do is because it wasn't easy for me. And somewhere along the line, I realized, had I listened back then, I could have hijacked this whole thing. And so I just teach people how to hijack the process. It does not. Growth does not require pain. Progress does not require pain. I'm not saying you're not going to happen upon it. I'm not saying there won't be some situations that will hurt in order for you to get them, that you got to, kind of stick with a little bit, kind of deal with a little bit. It's okay. It doesn't feel so great. Those things will come. Those things will happen. That's fine. But all of the progress that you make in your life, it doesn't have to come as a byproduct of something that is difficult. It does not. That is a lie. And whoever told you, tell them, come see about me. And that's what I said. We can have a real good conversation in front of all the people, as far as I'm concerned. What you got for me, Kayla?
Okay.
That's our last one.
So one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So someone asked, how do they articulate who they are when it's so complex? Or how do they separate social identities from who they are? Okay, so I'm hearing the question, but what I'm really hearing is, but I'm scared. That's what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is, but I'm scared because I've done it the way everybody else has wanted me to do it for this long and it's worked. Yeah, but are you happy? The answer to that is no, because you wouldn't ask the question. That's just a fact.
Okay. What if I told you there's a way where you can do all of this? What if I told you that there was a way where you really can just enjoy all of it, where all it takes is a significant perspective shift in order for your life to immediately look exactly the way you've always wanted to look? And that does not mean you're going to win the lottery tomorrow. Mm-mm. That does not mean that you are going to be on television tomorrow. No, it doesn't mean any of those things. What it does mean, okay. We talk about this. I reference my class a lot because they get to be my guinea pigs. And so one of the things that we talk about in my class is the why under the why under the why under the why. And the goal is to go 6 whys deep. Because the person who says, well, you know what it is that I really want is I want to be on TV. You know what? I just want the whole world to see me. No, baby. What you mean is the why under that why is there were spaces in my life where I've never felt good enough. I've never felt seen. And because I've seen other people feel recognized and seen and acknowledged and everybody like see them and go, wow, I want to feel that way too. It's people, you don't want the money. What you want is everything the money provides. What you want is freedom. What you want is the ability to move and groove in whatever way you want. It's not the money. The truth of the matter is, half the time people say, if you won the lottery, what would you do with it? That's what you want. And then oftentimes what you would do with it is still a direct reflection of some need that you didn't feel was met at some point in your life, normally as a child. Okay? So it's the people who, once you are willing to go 6 whys deep under every single thing that you think you desire in your life, you're going to learn yourself. Thank you, Jeff. Please come back and see me next week. Pretty.
Yes. I love you, Jeff. Jeff is so sweet.
Okay, but did y'all catch that? Once you go 6 whys deep, but I mean, I don't mean just like, oh, why? Because I want him. No. I mean, like, really be willing to take each mask off. Really be willing to say, okay, what's under here? Really be willing to say, what is this truly about? Once you are willing to do that 6 times under, 6 times deep, that's where you're going to find yourself. That is where you will find yourself. And what if, because people say money doesn't buy you happiness. It for damn sure don't. It's the things that money buys that feels and meets a need that you've always been needing to be met. So what if you just could figure out what that was from jump, and then the money is just a plus? Now, I'm not saying be poor. Trust me. That's not how I live. I very much enjoy my life. I think everybody should. And I think you should actually get to the meat of what it is that you're thinking that you want, because then everything else that comes on top of it, it's just like icing on a cake. That's the cherry on top. That's not like life. It just got real colorful. I thought I just wanted vanilla ice cream, and I got all the 31 flavors at Baskin's. Okay. We got 4 more minutes in tonight's live. First of all, let me just say thank you, Kayla, for joining me today. Thank you for being willing to expose me to your audience. I am so in love with the feedback that I've been reading as I've been talking. Thank you guys for joining me. For those of you who did not hear from the beginning, me and Kayla and DJ Rico Belli, who's our DJ for the Soul Sessions part of Soul Sessions and Life Lessons every single week, are doing a giveaway. I'm having a masterclass on May the 16th. About negotiating relationships. Okay, really, it's about mastering your relationships. This is not just a relationship with a romantic partner. This is a relationship with yourself. This is a relationship with anybody who matters to you. If you are looking to say, you know what, I want to grow into an adult version of a healthy relationship with my mom, come on, Mother's Day gift. Let's have a good time together. I'm really excited about it. I'm also a life coach. I do individual coaching sessions. I have individual clients. I have group clients. For those of you who are new to our lives and what it is that we do, I'm so grateful. Kayla, what you got to say before we close on out for today?
I'm so overwhelmed right now. I'm like reading all the comments from everyone who's here, and y'all, I'm just so happy that y'all trusted me enough to even tap into this live. I love you. I love you so much, and I love you guys. And thank you for creating a space for us to be vulnerable and
Absolutely.
to just like allow us to kind of get things that are deep within us answered in a very safe space and safe environment. And also, y'all, if y'all take notes, we didn't talk about the giveaway a lot.
Yes.
We're doing a giveaway. So stay tuned, and we have a lot planned together.
Yes, we do. We're gonna be doing a whole lot more.
Yes, we're gonna be talking a lot more because I just feel like my audience, especially, like we really need a space like this to be able to deep dive into our true self and self love. You know, we put ourselves out there a lot, so it's great to fill ourselves up. But yeah, we're doing a giveaway, so make sure you check out my Instagram as well as Professor Williams' Instagram. We put the information on how you all can take advantage of it. And I might,
I'm excited. Thank you again, Kayla. Thank you, everybody who's here. As I always say, I love you all. That's not a word that I use. I use the word freely, but I don't use it loosely. And so what I do here, my audience is anybody with a soul. And my goal is to help you to see yourself so that you are willing to love you. And as you learn to do that, I'm going to love you. I'm so excited for you all being here. Come back, see about me. Go follow me, follow Kayla, follow DJ Rico Belly, and show us your notes. Make sure you tag us, okay? Tag us in your story so that we can give away one more ticket next week. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Monday evening. Kayla, you are the dopest. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, y'all, make sure you check out her YouTube. If you missed parts of the live, it's on YouTube. And it's in the link in her bio on Instagram, so you still got to follow her.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good one. Good night.
Good night.